We've had a Christian church here since the 7th century. You are looking at the 4th St. Paul's, because the previous one burned down in the Great Fire of London of 1666. About half a mile in front of us is a street called Pudding Lane, and in September of 1666 a baker, Thomas Fariner, the King's baker, went to sleep, having checked, he said, that his ovens were properly damped down and closed for the night. But while he was asleep, some brushwood next to his ovens caught fire, and before you knew it, a serious fire had started. Now we're talking of a time when most people's homes were built of timber, only big public buildings were built of stone. Well, this fire soon got out of control, and after 5 days, 4/5 of what was then London had completely burned down. Thousands of people were homeless, and what was St. Paul's Cathedral here was so badly damaged by the fire, it had to go. We call it the Great Fire of London. Well, Christopher Wren was a young architect. He was in his early 30s. He'd shown great promise, so he was asked to submit a plan to create a new cathedral. Well, not only that, he decided to create a new London, and he decided to make it a grid system, just like a sensible American or Canadian city. But no, Londoners wouldn't have it. They wanted back their old crazy line of streets. Then everybody knew where to replace their own home. But he did have more luck in rebuilding St. Paul's, and he didn't want to put back what had been there before, a great building with a spire, Gothic style. He looked to Italy for inspiration. Now, he'd never been to Rome, but he'd seen the plans of St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. So he created that here, with a few modifications, it had to be said. Building started in 1675, was finished 35 years later. That's an amazingly short time. He was paid a salary of £200 a year. It was all paid for by tax, nothing changes, taxing all the coal being brought into London to be burned as fuel. But as the years went on, the authorities wanted Christopher Wren to speed up, but no, he had a vision. He just knew what he wanted. He would not compromise. So to get him to speed up, because money was running short, they halved his salary. Gentlemen, ladies, would you work for half the money? Christopher Wren did. So 35 years later, pretty much finished. There were compromises inside that you can't see. They ran short of money. They needed more. So what did they do? Where can we get more money? What about the other big church back in the West End? Westminster Abbey. Now, it took 500 years to finish Westminster Abbey. It had an ongoing building fund. It's not very interesting, this, is it? Well, how about I give you the proper name of Westminster Abbey? It's actually St. Peter's in Westminster. That's its official name.